All right, so today we're going to be talking about statistical questions, and we're going to look at what they are and what we use them for in math and in life. So today's objectives are, by the end of this, you'll be able to choose appropriate tools strategically when solving a problem at an 85% proficiency level. You'll be able to explain your mathematical thinking clearly and precisely. And you'll be able to tell the difference between a statistical question and a non-statistical question. So the first thing I want you to do is you're going to complete page 1 in your math journal. So on page 1, you're going to underline or highlight any terms you do not know or that you find interesting. Once you do that, you're going to go to today's meet. That link is on Schoology. And you're going to discuss these terms and what tools you could use to figure out the meanings of these words. So you're just going to post a little sticky note on that board and discuss the terms that you know or find interesting and how you could figure out the definition or the meanings of those. Once you're done with that, you're going to take and use your textbook from your desk. So there should be a textbook in your desk. We also call that our SRB, which is our student resource book. And you're going to complete the bottom of page 1 in your math journal. Basically, what you're going to be doing is you're going to be kind of exploring Unit 1 on pages 1 through 52 in that SRB. So just go ahead, pause the video, complete this, and once you're done, you can start right back up. All right, so now that we've taken care of that, what I want you to do is I want you to now go and complete the Unit 1 questions on Schoology, and then you're going to respond thoughtfully to 5 other students. So there's a little link under today's lesson that says about Unit 1 questions on your Schoology page. So you're just going to go ahead into that discussion, and you're going to complete those questions, and then you're going to respond to 5 of your classmates. Thoughtfully means that you're giving helpful thoughts or hints as to what someone might be unfamiliar with. So maybe you're giving them an answer. Maybe they don't know what difference is, and you know what it means. So you're going to say, hey, difference is just this. You might discuss the whys of answers. So why is this how you feel? Why? That kind of stuff. And you could also do agreeing or disagreeing with someone and why. It doesn't mean that you're going to hold a whole conversation, say hi or what's up or, this is stupid, this is boring. No off-topic discussion. I just want you to thoughtfully think about what people are saying and your thoughts on Unit 1. So go ahead, pause that, complete that, and then come back to the video. All right, so now it's all about definitions. As we go through the school year, you are going to find that there's a lot of vocab in math. Vocabulary is not just in ELA. It's also in math, science, anywhere. So we're going to keep a math notebook, like I said before. So what I want you to do is I want you to get that out. And you're going to find in your SRB and copy the definition of the word data. Once you've done that and you've copied that into your math notebook, I want you to go to page 351 in your SRB and then pick out some interesting data sets. Once you do that, you're going to answer question 1 in your math journal on page 2. Next, I want you to look at the questions that are given on page 2, and I want you to come up with your own definition of what a statistical question is. Once you've done that and you've come up with your own definition, I want you to share your definitions on the Schoology discussion. Once you've shared your definition, you're going to find the actual definition in your textbook and go ahead and copy that down into your notebook. You can also put your own definition in your notebook if you think that's going to help you remember that vocab word. Once you're done with that, you're going to move on to the next slide. Until then, go ahead and pause this. All right, so here we are, the meat and bones of our lesson. What are statistical questions? Basically, statistical questions are going to generate a variety of answers. Their data sets are generated from these questions. So any kind of graph or just any kind of data set, that's going to come from someone who has asked some kind of statistical question. They are asked when we want to know something about a group or a category of things or people. And when our answers are numbers, you gather data with statistics, such as range and median. The big thing here is this third point. Know something about a group or a category of things or people. If you notice, it says group. So statistical questions are when you're looking at a group of people, at a whole, not just one person. When it comes to generating a variety of answers, basically all that means is that when you have statistical, you're going to have more than one answer to the question. When you have non-statistical, you would only have one answer. So, statistical questions, you're looking at a group of people. Non-statistical questions, you're looking more at just one person or one thing. Generally, for a statistical question, you'll have more than one answer, and for a non-statistical, you'll have just one answer. What does that mean, though? So if you look at page 2 in your journal, it lists, there's two lists. You have a statistical side and a non-statistical side. So what I did here is I just kind of looked at the top 3. So if you look at your statistical side, some of the questions say, how long does it take a typical 6th grader to get ready for school? How many text messages does a typical 6th grader send in a day? How many inches do 6th graders grow in the summer? If you notice, each time I'm talking about typical 6th grader, typical 6th grader, 6th graders. 6th graders is a group of people. Now, if I come over to the non-statistical side, how long did you take to get ready? How many text messages did you send? How many inches did you grow last summer? Now these are focused on one person. That's what's making it statistical or non-statistical. So we're looking for statistical, you're looking at a group. For non-statistical, you're really just looking at one specific person or thing. The other thing that we talked about is that it would have one answer only on non-statistical and more than one on statistical. So if you think about it, if I asked you the question, how long did it take you to get ready for school today? Would you give me one number or multiple numbers? You're going to give me one number. You're going to look at me and go, took me 5 minutes. Took me an hour. One answer. However, if I go over to the statistical, how long does it take a typical 6th grader to get ready for school? When you think about that, now you're talking about 6th graders in general. Does each person in this room get ready in the same amount of time? Chances are no. You might take 5 minutes, but your neighbor might take 30 minutes. And somebody else might take 15 minutes. Now I have more than one answer, making it statistical. Okay, so that's the really big difference between those two things. All right, so as an exit slip on Schoology, under the exit slip, you're going to write 3 things you learned about your SRB, 2 things you learned about defining statistical questions, and 1 sentence about whether or not we hit our objectives and why.